There are a ton of modern fintech companies offering banking solutions these days. And standing at the back of the room at this financial party are the big banks: Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, etc. But there is one more standing there, hoping to get asked to dance, that is trying to stand apart from the big banks: Capital One. Let me go ahead and cut to the chase here. Capital One 360 is a banking giant with a lot to offer in today's ever-evolving financial landscape. It's got the history, the backing, the customer base, and the hybrid approach of online plus brick and mortar locations to show for it. And you get tons of features without trusting your money to random upcoming bank number 5. If you're craving a deeper dive, well then stay with me. We'll navigate through the comprehensive suite of services, examine the pros and cons, and help you decide if Capital One 360 aligns with your specific financial goals and aspirations. To understand this present day financial giant that is Capital One 360, we must journey back in time to its origins, founders, and design philosophies. It was a glorious time, a time when the movie The Shawshank Redemption was released. So was Forrest Gump. And also In the Army Now, starring Pauly Shore.
Oh, okay. Thanks for explaining it.
Capital One was founded in 1994, and it quickly made a name for itself as an innovator in the credit card industry. Capital One's approach was founded on data analytics and customization, allowing them to offer tailored credit card products to consumers, thereby setting the stage for future advancements. So while they started life as a credit card company, they have pivoted into becoming a full-on banking giant starting in 2005. Capital One 360 has played a pivotal role in offering customers a fresh banking experience while still offering brick and mortar help. Its early emphasis on fee-free online banking marked a significant departure from the norms of the time. But have they continued to innovate? Well, let's talk about what they offer. Capital One 360's checking account is an online checking account with FDIC insurance coverage up to $250,000, as well as fraud coverage, with account holders being able to access their accounts 24/7 and 365 days a year, which, now that I think about it, in this modern age, wouldn't it be weird to not have access to your bank account whenever you want? When Capital One first started, there wasn't an app or anything to look at your money. You just had to give it to them and hope they tracked it. Wild times. Capital One has plenty of branches as well as unique banking cafes where you can sip coffee while getting financial advice. But hey, maybe you're sipping coffee right now and I'm your banking cafe. Anyway, the Capital One 360 checking account has no balance minimums and no fees, and most ATM withdrawals are fee-less with over 70,000 ATMs in the network. You can also go to any branch and withdraw money as well, which is a benefit of brick and mortar banks. Also, unlike most fintech banks, you can deposit cash. So that's a big woohoo because no green dot card, no grocery store, nothing like that. Easy, free deposits. That's a bit of a rarity these days, honestly. Capital One 360 also offers very nice overdraft flexibility with no fees whatsoever on any overdrafts. Their overdraft options, in fact, are some of the most interesting and unique features of any bank because they let you pick how you want overdrafts to be handled in 3 separate ways. The first option, simply enough, is that whenever you make a purchase that will take you under zero, Capital One just declines it. No ifs, ands, or buts. You just can't make the purchase. The second option is next day grace, where you have 1 business day to replace the money in your account and get yourself back up to zero before you are charged a $35 fee. Lastly, there's the CYA, or cover your account method. What did you think I was going to say there? This is where Capital One will automatically draw from your savings account in order to recoup the amount that brought you under zero. I'm going to say that a hefty most banks will charge overdraft fees even on free accounts. So the fact that Capital One gives you so many ways to avoid it and is generally fee-free is a really nice feature, and maybe the reason you should consider them if this has been an issue for you in the past. Capital One also has a unique way of handling accounts in that you can have a lot of them. You can have 3 checking accounts, though you'll only get 1 debit card between all of them. When it comes to savings accounts, however, you can have 25 of them. Yeah. Now you might be saying, Andy, only a crazy person would want 25 savings accounts. And you're wrong. Okay, but let's talk about why. For most people, physically separating their money into different accounts is a really good visual way to track their savings for different goals. And having the ability to do that all under the same dashboard is a great way to see how close you are to getting to each of your saving goals. Also, since we're talking about savings accounts, their high yield savings account currently has a 4.3% APY, which you know is pretty decent, especially for a big bank. Big banks like Chase only offer 0.01 APY on savings. Like, how dumb is that? The Capital One app is also pretty good, and it's got all the security features you'd expect from a bank that's been around for a long time. It's got bill pay and mobile check depositing, which are great features. Don't get me wrong, but they're kind of standard nowadays. Everyone's doing them. Another big plus with banking with Capital One is that they have several great credit cards available, auto loans, business banking solutions, and a bunch more. So Capital One's got plenty of upsides, but let's talk about what they're doing wrong, because this is a bank and we need to criticize them if we want them to be good to us. So let's break it down. All right, so I told you about how you can have 25 savings accounts and how that's a good thing. Well, guess what? It's also a bad thing. But Andy, how can that be? Well, with Capital One, for each of the savings accounts you want to open, you actually have to open it like it's a new account being opened, because it is. Whereas there are some other online banks that have introduced a sort of bucket system where you can visually separate your money, but still have it all in the same account. I think if Capital One adopted that approach, it would be perfect for the average consumer. But honestly, I'm kind of splitting hairs here because I like the Capital One approach just fine. It's just got a few extra hoops you have to jump through. They do offer CD or certificate of deposit accounts where you can lock up your money for a specific period to get a guaranteed interest rate for that entire duration. Unfortunately, even with the longest lock, up to 10 months, the interest rate is exactly the same as the savings account at 4.3% APY. This could be good if you think that the rates will go down in 10 months and want to lock in that rate now. But there are much more competitive CDs out there, like at Ally Bank. And if we're going to nitpick, I'd also like to bring up that overdraft leniency is not always the best thing for everybody. Some people, when they find out that there isn't a fee, can make a habit to overdraft their account and treat the debit card like a credit card, which is definitely a mistake that can get you into a lot of trouble. In fact, Capital One 360 used to have entirely fee-less overdrafts without the next day $35 charge. But I'm guessing too many people abused it to the point where it wasn't worth it for them to keep it that way anymore. Finally, if you're looking to buy a house, you'll have to do it somewhere else, because Capital One stopped offering mortgages back in 2017 because they found that the competition made it difficult for business to be profitable. So if you like having all of your finances in the same place, you might have to look elsewhere. So should you open a Capital One 360 account? Well, I can feel pretty confident in just coming out and saying that yes, you should open a Capital One 360 account. And that's not me saying you should keep it or use it as your primary account, but rather you should try it out and see if you like the features it offers. As always, there's no downside to opening 100 different bank accounts and trying them all. So if you think any of this sounds interesting, give it a try. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one for more money stuff. Thanks so much for watching. See you later.